everyone, welcome to a new group prediction, a new reading. This video is going to be for the Sserafim to figure out what their 2025 is going to be like. And in the description below, I will have the questions that we're going to answer in this reading and the timestamps in case you want to jump around to a different section of this reading. With that being said, let's jump into the first one, which is to figure out what is the current energy for the Seraphim. We have the Four of Cups reversed, the Ace of Swords upright, and the Four of Pentacles reversed. So we have two fours reversed that kind of already shows the group is feeling a little bit unstable, is not feeling super grounded, and not feeling super secure as well. The Four of Cups reversed could show someone that is actually very focused, but they're not resting. Like maybe there's a lot of work that has to be done, or a lot of things that have to be checked and looked after, and because of that someone is not resting. They have a lot on their plate. The Four of Cups could talk about someone that is bored, someone that is distracted, so someone that is not really paying attention. So maybe the group is working so much that they can't focus on their goals, on their dreams, or maybe their group is not necessarily bored, but since they're working they can't really rest as well. And with it being reversed, it just shows that either they're very laser focused and that's why they're working very hard, or they are working very hard but they don't really have an aim of what direction they're headed or where they're going. So it feels like mindlessly getting things done, mindlessly doing things. And the reason why it may seem a little bit scattered or a bit mindless is because they don't feel emotionally attached to what it is that they're doing. So they're just going through the motion of things, they're just going through the ups and downs, and not really feeling any sort of satisfaction. Or again, they lack a bit of this grounding energy. Like their roots are not really set. They feel like a little bit too up in the air, a little bit, I guess distracted is not the word. It's just like the group feels a little bit not aloof, light-headed. I guess they can't really focus, and to me it feels like some of them just haven't really connected to their heart, to their emotions, and they're just distracting that part that they're neglecting with their work, and they're not really focusing on the root cause of their problems, which in this case it will be maybe allowing their emotions to flow through, maybe connecting to their heart. Like they're not paying attention to that side of them because they prefer to just concentrate on their work. So they're neglecting a side of them that is screaming to be looked at, which in this case it will be their emotions or their heart or something like that. However, in the middle we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a very positive card. It talks about clear communication. It talks about the start of a new chapter. Since it's an ace, it's the start of a new journey, is seeing things fresh, seeing things with a new set of eyes. It's very refreshing, this Ace of Swords. And being in the middle of the card shows that even though maybe individually the group is not, like the girls are not really paying attention to their emotions, neglecting their heart, maybe neglecting the side of them that needs a little bit of nurturing, a little bit of love, a little bit of care. Like there's a sense of like the girls need a little bit of this gentle energy on their own, like, you know, pamper themselves maybe a little bit. So I don't know if the group is overworking themselves because of a lot of schedules, or they're trying to overcompensate for something, or maybe they're preparing for a comeback that is going to come out very soon, and maybe that's why there's this sense of being like overworked. But the Ace of Swords is very positive, so that shows that the group is able to communicate very well with each other, or at least with themselves, and they have a direct connection to their spiritual team, or to the universe, or to spirit, or something along the lines that makes them feel like they can see the bigger picture. They understand their situation, they understand how things are working and where things are headed. So there is clarity, even if there's a sense of instability, or like the foundation or the ground that they're on is a little bit shaky. So that makes me think that they're able to express their ideas very well, but then if they have to express an emotion or a feeling, that's kind of where they're struggling a little bit. And why is that important? We will see later when we reach their career predictions. But for now, it just feels like there's some sort of disconnect that could have many of them feel a little bit confused. But at least things can get done because the Ace of Swords shows that at least they're able to think clearly enough to to survive, but maybe not enough to feel fully present, fully there. The other card I have right here is the Four of Pentacles reverse. So the Four of Pentacles talks about holding very tightly to what you own, holding very tightly to what you treasure or what you care about. It could even talk about saving money. With it in reverse, that makes me think that one of the things that the group is slightly concerned about is maybe their finances, or maybe they're concerned about losing the things that they treasure. Now, that could be physical things since we're talking about coins or pentacle energy, but this makes me think of more of like something related to their career, which is another thing that the pentacles do talk about. It could talk about health, finances, and material possessions, as well as career. So in regards to their career, the group may feel like opportunities are slipping right through their fingers. They may feel like nothing is super secure and safe. So maybe there's plans of like, we could do this, we could do that, but nothing is in a contract, nothing is being fully approved. Everything is still, as I mentioned earlier, up in the air, or is very malleable. So nothing is super concrete or solid. Everything is kind of like in the if stages, in the could-haves, would be, like nothing is 100% certain, nothing has been confirmed, everything is like it would be nice if, that kind of life. So currently, one of the things that the group is struggling with is being grounded. One of those reasons being they have to work with their heart, and the other reason being is that in their career nothing has been fully approved, so there's nothing they can like work towards or look forward to, because nothing is certain quite yet. Now that we have seen their current energy, let's go to the next question and figure out what is in store for the Sserafims career this 2025. We have disseminating moon with time to, take time to breathe out, and we have waning moon with what do you need to release. So that these two cards just makes me think that for the career, they will, especially with all the blue, it makes me think that one of the best things that they can do is to communicate, speak their truth, see things truthfully, being honest with themselves. It's like speak up with what you believe in, what you feel to other people, but also within yourself. Be completely honest and speak to yourself and communicate with yourself. It's like, yes, it is important to be able to communicate and express effectively towards other people, but that is just as important as being able to communicate and express yourself clearly to yourself, so that you know yourself and you know where you're headed, and you also have this understanding of where you are at as a person and in your journey. Now, with take time to breathe out just makes me think that for their career, maybe it will be very good if they take a break. Maybe it will benefit them as well to like take a deep breath before speaking up or before expressing their opinion, to make sure that they're fully grounded and fully there, and not just kind of speaking for the sake of speaking or answering just to answer a question. So what I mean here is like just to make sure that they don't like say something that they don't mean, or so they can pay attention and they actually answer what is being asked of them. I do feel that many of them can feel like a little bit floaty, not super grounded, so they may not be like 100% there when people talk to them or when they interact with them. And it just seems like the group may have a lot of things on their head, and maybe that's why they're a bit distracted, or maybe the group is kind of worried and concerned about something, and that's why they have kind of their head up in the clouds somehow. With what do you need to release just makes me think that there's a lot of healing that the group has to go through in order for their career to kind of take off. I don't mean that in like so they can succeed, but more so things can move along. I guess there's a lot of hesitation and a lot of resistance that is creating this friction for the group to move forward, and it can be easily solved if the group just does a little bit of healing, so like that they don't project their fears and their concerns and their anger towards others, and they can actually just stay calm and have a clear mind to continue moving forward. So again, the group can express themselves very easily because we got the Ace of Swords, but in their career there is this huge thing of having good communication with themselves, and that it will be good for them to take a break so that they can do the healing that is necessary for them. So now let's go into the individual career predictions. I will start with Taewon, and then I will go in age order. So what is in store for Taewon's career this 2025? So we have apology. I have a feeling that there's this message came out super intuitively. So the apology makes me think that she has very big aspirations, very big goals, and she will have to be very understanding with herself if she can't accomplish them this year. There's a very high chance she will not be able to accomplish them. But let me tell you why. Especially with the group predictions that we saw, one of the biggest issues that she will encounter individually as a person is that she will feel very tired. She will feel very distracted. She will feel like she can't ground herself. She may have a bit of brain fog or something along those lines. So she can't really process the information that she's given. She can't really express herself clearly. Like there's something that is just disconnected within her that makes it very challenging for her to actually process the world around her and gather the information and the data necessary to stay present in the moment. And that's why healing is very significant for the whole group. But at least for Taewon, she will have to be extremely understanding with herself. If she's very tired, if she just can't concentrate, if she can't get her thoughts together, or if she can't find the motivation to do something, she just has to be very understanding that that's kind of the consequences of healing. Is like when you're healing, you are doing this in-depth cleaning from the inside out, and it can be very tiresome and very exhausting, emotionally exhausting, mentally exhausting, and then as a result of that, physically exhausting. So I do feel that this 2025 for Chaewon, she just has to be very patient with herself, and she doesn't have to apologize for not being okay. She doesn't have to be too hard on herself if things don't work out for her, and she also should be very flexible with herself, be kind and understanding if she doesn't have the mental capacity or the energy to do what she wants to do. So whatever goals she may have this year, she should leave enough wiggle room and enough of what is it, like a I want to say like a little bit of space of relief or something along those lines of like, it's okay if like you don't reach this goal, just try to make it to this other point that is leading towards those bigger goals. It's like she should give herself like some checkpoints or midway points to be like, okay, if I reach this, I'm doing okay, but and I can continue pushing forward to actually accomplish the goal that I set for myself. But if I reach this point, it's like, if that's as much as I could do, that's fine. She just should be understanding with herself, basically. Now let's go on to the next person. So what is in store for Sakura's career this 2025? We have Fury. So she may have a lot of arguments and disagreements with people. The Fury card, it says offense, madness, and unpleasantness. So maybe there's a lot of criticism that she's fighting, or maybe there's a lot of disagreements that she is confronting. She's being very confrontational this year. So for her career, maybe people ask her questions that are a bit too personal or a little bit out of left field, so it's unexpected for her, or it's about topics that are just controversial and she doesn't want to talk about them. So Fury makes me think that she may even have like this very seething anger, like people don't really notice it, but like she just has a very sharp tongue to kind of answer back. So I'm getting a lot of images of like interviews or articles or press conferences where people just ask questions because they're asking for trouble, and Sakura this year is going to be like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to, you know, grow the flames of conflict, you know, making things bigger than what they are by answering in case she answers wrong is like making things worse, right? So she prefers to just avoid those issues overall, just in general, but she doesn't really have control of what other people ask her. She only has control of how she reacts to those and how she answers them. So I do feel that she just needs to practice a lot of patience, because I do feel that her environment is one that's leading itself a lot to these criticisms and this like toxic energy of wanting to see conflict that Sakura will have to kind of like navigate through and make sure that she doesn't get burned, meaning that she doesn't actually explode and get angry, because even though other people may be at fault for like inching her forward to saying something scandalous, she will not. But if she reacts a little bit too aggressively, she could come off as rude to others, even if they are asking for it. But you know how the industry is. It's like, even if she's just standing up for herself, many people are going to be like, why is she so mean? Why is she so evil? You know how you know how the world is, you know how the internet is, and you know how the industry that K-pop idols are in, right? So like she can't have a little bit of personality because then people kind of like just go after them, being like, oh, how dare you show it that you have emotions? How dare you show that you have an opinion? You know how it works. You know how it works. So I do feel that for her this year is going to be very challenging because people are going to be constantly stepping boundaries that she will not like, and setting that line that you should not cross, you should not be asking these questions, can be very challenging for her to do in such a way that she doesn't come off as rude or disrespectful. Again, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I just think is people are going to make it like take it out of context or make it bigger than what it actually is. Now let's go on to the next person and figure out what's in store for Junjin's career this 2025. We have gain. So this 2025 is going to be, I'll put it here, is going to be one filled with prosperity, love, care, harvest. So the gain card just makes me think that whatever she has been working on this year is going to bear fruit. It's going to make yield very positive results. There is a sense we have cultivation, profit, and conclusion. So if there's any projects or anything that Junjin has been working on in her career, when she completes them, she's going to see results quite quickly, or she's going to see that the potential that she saw or the work that she put into her work will pay off. Even if it's not the full extent of its success, it will show very promising signs of success. Because I don't know how, like, if it's a project that will take until the next of the year to complete, that's what I mean. Like, it's going to take a while for her to see the results, but it's going to be very promising. She's going to be pretty confident about that. But if it's like smaller projects throughout the year, then she's going to start seeing how those things were successful or how they worked out, depending on what her intentions were when she was working on the project. So, like, if she's trying to send a message, people receive the message and boom, success. Or if it's like a variety show, it hits, it becomes viral, people see it. If it's music, is like people listen to it, it does well, that kind of vibe. So it definitely feels like this year is going to be a very positive year for Junjin, and she's going to see very promising or the results that she was looking for when accomplishing her goals within her career. Now let's go on to the next person and figure out what is in store for Kazuha's career this 2025. Wait, we have luck and marriage. So this shows, you know what this made me think? You know that song from SHINee, the I'm Married to the Music? That one just came out very quickly. So unless she's getting married and she hits a jackpot and marries someone that she really likes, I always throw in that because people have gotten the marriage card and I go like, okay, let me just say it in case it does happen, but I still don't think anyone's gonna get married. Maybe Jisoo, maybe she is gonna get married. I've been reading the marriage card more as in like contracts and having a little bit more of a solid, set on stone agreement on something. Anyway, but with a luck card, it makes me think that this year for Kazuha is going to be a very good year. It's a very promising year. It's going to be filled with love, care, respect, and it's going to be very promising in the sense that it's going to feel like anything that she wants to do will succeed regardless of how the success looks like, meaning that if for her success means completing the project, then she will achieve that. If success means getting a lot of followers, it's going to happen, that kind of thing. Like, it doesn't have to a bit, is that the word? It doesn't have to follow our idea of success. It has to follow her idea of success in order for it to count. Anyway, but with the luck card, again, very lucky, very fortunate, everything's going her way, or like the odds are in her favor. And then the marriage card just makes me think that things are concrete. So if she wanted to land a contract, a project, a schedule, an opportunity, or something, she will. She's going to. I see the luck one as a lottery or like winning auditions. So maybe she is trying out for a role or trying out for a program, or she was picked up as a promising individual above other people. Like, she wins something and either she auditioned for it or the opportunity was given to her, but you know, it's kind of like, oh, we're considering these people, but we ended up just choosing you, and she will feel very lucky. She will not take you for granted, and we have an established, concrete contract that fits this whole marriage card. Now let's go on to the next person, which what is in store for Unche's career this 2025. The card that just flew out is Perseverance. So this is very good. This just shows us this year she's not going to give up. She's going to push forward. If anything, as usual, the older members were the ones that are going to be having a rougher time. But for Unche, it just kind of shows that she's going to do her own thing. She's going to go over challenges as is expected quite easily as well, because the Perseverance card just makes me think of someone that is just casually leaping over these hurdles. So that just makes me think that if she sees a little conflict, she doesn't confront it and instead just solves the issue altogether, or she just continues moving forward. It's like nothing's gonna hold me back, nothing's gonna get in my way, and it seems very effortless with the way that this figure is jumping this hurdle. So that makes me think that she as well will very easily solve situations or very easily maneuver her way around conflict. So it's like, oh, we don't have these resources, she figures out a way to still create with what she has, or something along those lines. Like she will find solutions, she will persevere, she will stay determined, she will continue moving forward this 2025. So whatever goals or whatever opportunities she's looking for in her career, she will accomplish them. She will work towards getting them, towards receiving them. If she ever encounters a problem, she will just solve it. Like, it's no big deal. And what I mean is no big deal is not that it's not going to be challenging or difficult for her, as much as it's going to be like her going like, okay, it's a problem, let's figure out a solution, let's try to solve it. Like, she's not going to feel discouraged when she encounters something challenging or something very painful or difficult. She will just try to grow from it, learn from it, and solve the issue, just to move forward, basically. Now let's go on to the last question, which is the advice and healing messages for the Sserafim for this year. So any advice and healing for the group? Oh, perfect. I usually try to take three cards, and we have 4. It's good. That still works. So we have full moon in Taurus with your dreams need a practical plan. We have new moon in Leo with confidence is your key to success. And we have full moon in Leo with don't let pride get in your way, and new moon in Capricorn with your hard work is paying off. So new moons talk about new beginnings, and full moons talk about peak energy. So accumulated energy that is ready to take action, ready to work. So the Taurus energy, so we have 2 earth signs and 2 fire energy because it's just Leo. So the earth signs here show that if they continue thinking of the tangible things and the goals that they can actually measure, meaning what I mean by goals that can be measured is not necessarily a goal of I want to be happy this year, but more like I want to hit this many numbers in this media, or I want to complete this many projects, this many songs, this many covers, something that can be measured. They will, if they have like a practical plan or a practical approach or progress to how to complete something, they're going to succeed, or they're going to notice that leads to better results than if they go like, I just want to be happy, I just want to be successful. It's like, okay, what does happiness look like to you? And then what would you like to do to achieve the happiness? Now, if it's success, it's like, what does success mean to you? How do you want to achieve success? What goals or plans will get you closer to that feeling of success, right? So it's kind of like creating concrete plans that can be measured a bit better, or that are tangible enough to accomplish. So like that they kind of result to this bigger concepts and ideas that are untangible to us as individuals. And also the Taurus energy is like, be persistent, work hard, don't give up. Do a little bit each day to accomplish your goal and your dreams. Now, with a new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. Very simple, very straightforward. Whatever the group is going to do this year is going to yield results. They're going to get maybe not what they expected or what they wanted, but they will get results. So even in the most unexpected way, they're going to notice that they're growing, that they're expanding, that they're developing the best version of themselves this year. And it doesn't have to necessarily be in their career, it could just be on their personal goals or their personal views of how they see themselves and creating character, basically. Now, the don't let pride get in your way, the message is very simple, is try to communicate, no one get on your high horse, no one stick to your guns to the point of being inflexible. It's like stay open-minded, stay grounded, communicate clearly, try to make sure that there's no misunderstandings and that everyone is making themselves known, make sure that everyone's speaking up, making sure that everyone is actually saying their opinions and not being influenced by their environment to the point that they lose who they are as a person. It's like don't let pride get in your way. Is like apologize when you make a mistake instead of creating a bigger problem by not admitting to fault, and all of those things. Is like just try to create a very clear and clean environment by making sure that you don't become your biggest obstacle this year. You in general. Well, you for the whole group, basically. Lastly, confidence is your key to success. Just shows that they need to know that they know what they're doing, so they should trust their skills a bit better. They should trust their intuition. They should just trust their ability to assess the situation and assess their skills or themselves as a person. It's like have confidence that you know what you're doing. Have confidence that you have all the information you need to succeed and all the materials and skills that you need for success. It's like for them to just trust that they know what they're doing, trust that they know how they're doing things, and just have a little bit more faith in the process, or have a bit more faith of their ability to navigate through life. It's like don't be discouraged, feel confident, feel happy, stay optimistic, and of course clear communication, and the other thing, staying grounded. Anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This reading was pretty straightforward. I still feel a little bit lightheaded myself, so I wonder if that's me connecting to their energy, or maybe I myself am tired, so it's like, okay, just sleep a little bit and things are going to be okay. I'm not too sure which one it is, but regardless, it definitely feels like the group is in a bit of a mixed energy. Like the communication is good, but the group feels a bit unsure about something, or they feel a bit like they don't feel grounded. And I think that's one of the biggest issues the group is having right now, is like be grounded and stay in your present moment, but also do the healing necessary and be understanding, because healing is challenging, it's difficult, and it is not a straightforward journey, and it's not always necessarily that quick. Sometimes it takes time to figure out what the problem is, and then it takes time to heal the problem, and then it takes some time to recuperate from doing all of that healing work. So I wish the group the best of luck. I hope that this year is a better year for them. I know last year was very tough, not only for them, but for many other groups that have been issues because of big companies just arguing and fighting, and then that just trickles down to their brand, as in this case as the Sserafim. So I wish them the best of luck, and let's hope that they have a good year, that they release some good music so we can enjoy, and make sure that you continue sending a lot of good energy, good vibes, and support for the group. It's like send them that positivity, send them those blessings and those prayers for their success or happiness, and in this case for their stability as well. But with all of that said, I will see you guys in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. I hope that you liked this video, as I said earlier, or that you found it entertaining, learn from it, and if not, that it was entertaining. And yes, I'll leave this here. Thank you for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel. I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.